Hello friends, let's discuss buck converter. When we start DC to DC converter, the very first converter we study there is the buck converter. Okay, so buck converter is actually used for whenever we are having a high value at the input, a high value of voltage, high value voltage at the input. We use a buck converter to lower it down, so we get lower voltage at the output. So this is the work that buck converter actually does. Okay, so its application is where we want a lower value, but we are having a supply from anywhere. If we are having a supply, power supply, a DC power supply of high value, but we want to lower it down, we use a buck converter. Its application is in DC drives for electric traction, for electric vehicle, and also in microgrid and DC grid applications we use in some adapters. These are the common applications of a buck converter. Now let's see the basic configuration, basic topology of a buck converter. This is the basic topology. Okay. There is a supply of high value, and there is the output. In between we are having these elements. This is the switch, MOSFET type of switch is here, diode and inductor. This capacitor is to make the output voltage as a ripple free. Now let's assume that this MOSFET is being operated at some frequency. Let's say some any frequency, for example that may be of 50 kilohertz, for example. There will be the corresponding time period for that, and we say that time period is equals to 1 over f. And this time period actually consists of the time for which the switch is on and the time for which the switch is off. There is one more term. We just keep in mind that this is a duty ratio. This is the duty ratio, which is equals to the ratio of the time for which the switch is on to the total time. This is a basic thing we have to keep in mind. Now coming to the voltage relation of input and output voltage. Okay. So for that we study the different modes of the converter. Mode 1 is when the switch is on. Mode 1 this is simple. Mode 1 switch is on. Here the diode is reverse biased because the input supply is applied here. So this diode become reverse biased. Okay. And we can apply here KVL. We will get this equation. Vs is equals to VL plus V naught. Simply VL can be calculated as Vs minus V. And simple thing here, VL is written down like this, and V naught and Vc are equal. Okay. So this is the first equation. Now when the switch is off, the current through the inductor prevails through the diode. Diode is forward biased. Okay. And now the relation will be like this: VL is equals to minus V naught. Simple. Now come to the relation between input and output voltage. For that we will use a principle called inductor voltage second balance principle. This principle is only valid for the steady state condition. Steady state condition, not for the transient. Okay, and we are studying the steady state condition. Okay, so what is inductor volt second balance principle? What is inductor volt second balance principle? In terms of waveform, inductor volt second balance principle says that the area under the curve of inductor voltage and time is 0 for a complete cycle. or we can say for a time t simple. So in the case of inductor, we are seeing that we can see the waveform, associated waveform. When the inductor current is rising, the voltage across the inductor, as we have already seen, that Vs minus Vc. Okay, simple. So the area is equal. So we can write Vs minus Vc multiplied by dt. As the time is this is the voltage, this is the time. So area will be equal, and here is Vc when it is multiplied by 1 minus d time. So tt will be cancelled out, and we will get Vs into d will be equal to Vc 1 minus t plus Vc into d. It's simple. So we can write here Vc into d, Vs into d is equals to Vc 1 minus t plus t, which is equals to Vc. So, and we know, as we have seen, that Vc is equals to V naught. So simply V naught is equals to d times of Vs. This is the relation between input and output voltage, and the value of d will lie between 0 and 1. In general, we keep the dt ratio just around 0.5, 0.6, at most 0.7. Okay. So for example, if d is equals to 0.5, so V naught is equals to 0.5 times Vs. So we will get a output voltage which is half the input voltage. This is actually done by the buck converter. Here are the few waveforms we can see. When the switch is on, for this period the switch is on, and since the switch is on, the current through the switch is rising. Here the switch is off, no current is flowing. Similarly, in the case of diode, in the first term the diode was reverse biased, so there was no current, and when the switch was off, and when the diode was conducting, it follows the inductor current. It follows the input current. Okay, it follows the inductor current actually. So this is the actual current, average current, and this is the voltage across the inductor. Okay, this is all about the buck converter. Just keep in mind the very basic introduction type of buck converter. In the next lecture, we will see the designing of the converter, buck converter, the different elements. We will see how to design for inductor, how to design for the value of the capacitor. This we will see in the next lecture. Okay, thanks.